Here we go then, it's time for our final race of the day. The Red Bull Ring plays host to race 4 of the 2021 MotoGP eSport Global Series, and I tell you what, we're hoping for more of the same after the drama of the Saxon Ring earlier on. Williams Christian starts from pole for the first time this year, with Piero Ricciuti and championship front-runner Adrian completing that front row.
Second row of the grid, watch out for the Bologna bullets coming through. Andrew ZH on the factory machine, and alongside him Riccardo Bottaro on the Pramac racing machine. And completing the second row of the grid, it's Joel Clay. Good qualifying from him once again.
It's role reversal of what we saw in the opening race of the day. Jack Hammer is 7th. What I'm talking about, of course, is this time it's Trastevere rather than Adrian down on row 3 of the grid. 8th for the Italian, alongside Fuchs on the Petronas Yamaha.
And completing the grid, 10th and 11th, it is Dark Bright on the Tech 3 KTM and the Australian Mr. T on the Avintia eSponsorama machine.
So here we go then, the Red Bull Ring plays host to race 4. This time last year, it was Adrian that took victory ahead of brother Williams Christian. Will we have it the other way around today? Let's find out. We are underway and racing in Austria, 10 laps ahead of us. And I tell you what, Jack, there's some early drama there.
Massive drama. I believe Adrian's been credited with a jump start. 2 long lap penalties for the world champion. We're going to have to see how that plays out, but that is absolute disaster. That advantage you said he had with Trastevere starting has returned to him now. Trastevere starting all the way down the 3rd row has been completely smashed. That is it. Oh my lord, look at that. He's even gone wide as well. It's going from bad to worse for the world champion. Already down to, what's that, 4th, maybe 5th. Look at this. What is that, 4 abreast, maybe even 5 coming down into turn 4.
He's getting swamped, he's getting swamped, is Adrian. He's on the inside here, but look at Fuchs diving through. He's starting 9th as Christian runs wide. He's on the gravel. It's so easy to get it wrong there at turn 4. He's done it on the opening lap, and he's handed the lead to Piero Ricciuti. We've got 2 Italian rookies leading the way here. I don't believe it. Ricciuti first, Bottaro second, and Fuchs again is in amongst it. That is a brave dive up the inside. The Brazilian is fancying it today. The gloves are off, and we've got the 3 world champions side by side on the running towards turn 9. Andrew ZH, Trastevere and Adrian. Oh, what an opening lap as Trastevere's pushed wide. Joel Clay makes the mistake. He pushes Trastevere wide, and wow, we need to take breath here because it's the championship contenders are completely out of it.
This is crazy. Look at that. They're all 6th, 7th and 8th. The 3 big shots in the MotoGP eSport Global Series. And an absolute disaster off the line. Dropping places left, right and centre. But all of a sudden, it's rise of the satellite bikes. Go on, fellas. Look at that. Piero Ricciuti on the LCR. Riccardo Bottaro on the Pramac and Fuchs on the Petronas Yamaha.
Here comes
all in the top 4. Oh,
there goes
move.
the Italian up the inside of Jack Hammer. Moves up to 5th. Brave move. But here comes Andrew ZH. He's going to be put on the grass here. The side by side. Surely Andrew ZH is going to look for a big move up the inside into turn 4. There he is in the back of the shot. Not close enough. Will stay 6th. Oh, what an opening lap. So let's just recount. Not only did we have Adrian, the championship leader, starting from the front row and then having a jump start and been handed 2 long lap penalties, we had Williams Christian, the poleman, running wide at turn 4 and handing the lead to 2 rookies, Ricciuti and Bottaro. We then had Trastevere pushed wide at turn 9 as well. It was all going off. Here we go. Let's just recount. This is the change of the lead. Yep, such an easy mistake to make. It was a classic Red Bull Ring error.
Yeah, completely. As I say, classic Red Bull Ring mistake. Just getting on the brakes a little bit too late down into turn 4. Look at that. Late on the brakes is Andrew ZH. Going to try and muscle him out at turn 10, and that is what he does. Forces him onto the green. We're going to go side by side. Watch for Jack Hammer getting the slipstream. And it's that Adrian. It is Adrian tucked up in behind as well.
Oh,
it's now Christian barges Riccardo Bottaro out of the way at turn 1. I thought he was going to take and get a bit of a slingshot there, but no, Williams Christian does go through into 2nd place. So the pole man on the move.
He's going to look for a way back through though. It's Bottaro. Here comes
late.
Fuchs, a long way back. I tell you what, that is a little bit naughty from Fuchs there. He's come from a long way back. And the only reason he made the corner, there we go, reckless riding. The only reason he made the corner there was because he pushed Bottaro wide and used him as a bit of a marker. Talking of pushing, you say that. Look at these 3 in the background. Andrew ZH, Jack Hammer and Adrian as well. Guys, we shouldn't be cutting away from that. Here we go. This was the issue that we've seen for track limits of Trastevere there. Well, I mean, track
not
limits.
too sure he could help himself there,
what's
really.
What's he supposed to do there?
Yeah.
He's pushed wide. I'm
Well,
not sure about that one.
We won't question on race direction too much, but anyway, it does though. He's on a bit of a warning. He's got a slap on the wrist for that one. Wow, now. Sorry, let me get my brain in order. Adrian diving down into turn 9, goes up 1 place ahead of Jack Hammer. So Jack Hammer not having the best race of his Global Series challenge so far, all the way down to 8th place for the young Brit rookie. But anyway, back to the front. Look at this man. Well, if he wins this, Jack, he's going to be right into championship contention in his first full season in eSport Global Series.
Absolutely. He's in amongst these Piero Ricciuti. I tell you what, he is an absolute superstar. Track limits warning for Fuchs. That's the second one for him. Meanwhile, we mustn't forget that Adrian's 2 long lap penalties. Of course, rules for the MotoGP eSport Championship slightly different to what we have in the MotoGP Championship. If this was a MotoGP race, he would only have 5 laps to take it. But because of the reduced distance, it's only a 10-lap race. He has got all 10 laps to be able to take 2 of them, but he's not taken 1 of them as of yet. And as I'm waffling on about that, Fuchs is right in amongst it once again. I tell you what, he's not making many friends here as the Brazilian, but he's defending like crazy, like a madman to hold on to that podium finish. He's never had one before, and he certainly doesn't want to give it up now. Trastevere, the factory man, against the satellite Yamaha man. There's certainly no friendship going on there, no team orders going on there as Trastevere looks on the inside. Oh, he nearly got the job done at turn 9, and then he eventually gets it done at turn 10 with Bataro. He had such pace there, he almost had no option but to just roll into the back of Fuchs as he brakes so hard. Bataro unlucky there, because if there was a gap, he'd have absolutely swooped on through.
Yeah, and obviously as you were talking about the long lap penalties there, it seems as though Mr. T now has one as well. Bataro, did he just go right the way around the outside? Yeah, just pointed it out there. Thanks for that one, Jack. 1 long lap penalty remaining for Adrian, so possibly he did take one on that last lap. Obviously he did get 2 for the jump start, but now just has 1 remaining. I tell you what though, if he takes another one, it's about a 3-second penalty. He's going to be right behind Darkbright, all the way down in 9th place. So certainly Adrian, disaster this Red Bull Ring performance for him. Absolute chaos for his championship challenge. Just more chaos for him as he goes wide. Now slips down into 8th place already. So I'm going to shut up and stop jinxing him.
Well, we're talking about long lap penalties. We've already had 1 taken and 2 more to be taken as well. But I think we could see more. I mean, track limits is always a contentious issue at the Red Bull Ring, whether in eSport or in MotoGP. And Trastevere has already got 3 out of his 5 warnings. 2 more offences from the factory Yamaha man, and he will also be given a long lap penalty. The same goes for this man, Fuchs, as well. He's got 3 warnings, 2 more, and it'll be a long lap penalty for him as he runs wide, gets it all wrong at turn 10 there. You can see a little bit of a disappointed look on the face of the number 15 there. He knew he'd got it wrong, and he knew he was going to have to give up 4th place to Andrew ZH. He's trying to hang on around the outside, but no way through. And that is Jack Hammer, is it? Yeah.
Yep.
The Brit goes wide there as well.
Yeah, looks as though just a couple of these guys struggling to live with the pace now. Fuchs getting pummeled left, right and centre by the looks of it, as now Andrew ZH and Ricardo Bataro looks at... Oh, wow, he's forced him well wide. Andrew ZH is not going to be too pleased with that. Fuchs, and another contact again. Fuchs already with a reckless riding warning. He's going to get another. He needs to be careful here.
He's going to get another. I've absolutely no doubt. He's already had a track limits warning, which means he's on 4. Surely he's about to get a 5th one for that, because... Yeah, there we go. Yep. Long lap penalty for Fuchs. A 5th warning for reckless riding. Andrew ZH will be absolutely spitting feathers. He will be so frustrated at that. He got the job done with a clean move, was up to 4th and starting to pull clear, and then suddenly Fuchs, lunging up the inside, pushes him back down to 8th. The factory Ducati man, who, plays hard but fair as well, will be saying, come on. If I'm going to be sensible with you, the least you can do is be sensible with me as well. Yep. He'll be disappointed with
No doubt, Jack, and I think we both know that he will be personifying a particular hand gesture the Italians are very famous for. So anyway, it looks as though Adrian's actually under pressure. He ran wide at turn 9 there, went onto the green, and he's got the young Brit Jack Hammer all over that rear exhaust pipe of the HRC Honda machine. So Jack Hammer looking to recoup a little bit. Ooh, I thought he was going to sneak through there, do a bit of the Dennis on Jew line. Fuchs then, he does take his long lap penalty, he served his punishment, so well done to that man. But unfortunately, a great race start, I do say, is pretty much just unwritten itself there for Fuchs.
Yeah, it's all unravelled for the Brazilian, up to third at one point, now having taken that long lap penalty, down to ninth. A disappointing end, but he has shown a little bit of speed. He's shown what he's about as the Brazilian, and I tell you what, he's made it interesting for you and me, Jack.
He certainly has.
He may not be the bestest of pals of all of these guys out there, but he can be our mate because he's giving us plenty to talk about. A lot of controversial moments out there, and I think we could see a few more coming as well. Remember, Adrian with that LLP next to his name has still got to take the second of his long lap penalties for jumping the start. Meanwhile, Trastevere, he has been holding it together so far. No subsequent track limits warnings we've seen. We've now, 3 laps remaining, but he has to be careful. 2 more, and he'll also be going through the long lap penalty route.
Now, Jack, important observation here. There could well be late heartbreak here for Piero Ricciuti, because Williams Christian has slashed that gap in half in the last 2 laps. It's down to just under 6 tenths now as they come down onto the charge into turn 3. So Williams Christian has got the bit between his teeth. That Suzuki is hooking up well, and it seems to be surging him forward to a potential race win. And if he can get one, that throws him right back into championship contention as well.
Piero Ricciuti, meanwhile, is just continuing his fantastic start to the season. As you said, Jack, he came into today 16 points adrift. He had a strong race one, not on the podium, but again, was up there in amongst chipping away. And if he wins now, he will be right in there as a title contender. And I tell you what, we wouldn't have been saying that at the start of 2021 without someone slapping us for losing his marbles.
No, certainly not. We said we were going to start calling him the wild child, but at the minute he's the most sensible man on the grid. So just going about his business, and it looks as though through all the chaos and a little bit of carnage that has been out there, it seems as though Piero Ricciuti has just been keeping the heart rate down and very focused. Look at him there. I do quite like his style, Jack. I have to point it out. These 2 men are the most expressive when we have to watch them up on screen. Both of them tipping into the corner along with the motorcycle.
So out of that opening corner, 2 laps remaining here. Trastevere still holding on to third. Ricardo Bottaro looking to try and apply some pressure from behind. Meanwhile, Adrian has finally taken that second long lap penalty, has it? It's disappeared from our timing screen. He doesn't look to have lost that much time though. So
yeah, I'm not too sure on that one, Jack. He still has the red exclamation mark as well.
Yeah, he must have done a pretty good job through that long lap penalty loop, but of course that LLP notification is no longer there. Of course, you can see and I can see, so maybe he has gone through the long lap penalty loop and somehow has held on to 5th. So great work from the reigning world champion, and somehow, if anything, he's managed to gain on Bottaro. This is unbelievable stuff from the 26. He's closing in here, time is running out, 1.5 laps remaining. If he's going to make a move and steal 4th place away from the Italian, he has to do it soon. Meanwhile, at the front, that gap out to 8 tenths of a second now. They're going to be crossing the line, making sure there's only 1 lap to go very shortly. And it's out to 9 tenths now, nearly up to a second. I just wonder if Williams Christian has thrown the towel in here and said, yep, I'll take second, the first podium of the season. I'll take that, no problem whatsoever. He's going to have to take a mistake from Ricciuti here on the final lap. Meanwhile, here's the battle for 6. Andrew ZH, Jack Hammer side by side into the opening corner. Jack Hammer doesn't want to give it up, but I think he's going to have to. Yep, inside line for Andrew ZH. The number 11, having taken victory earlier on today, is now back up to 6 after his earlier coming together in issues with Fuchs.
Yeah, and you got to say, lovely move as well from Andrew ZH. Left Jack Hammer plenty of room on the outside. Jack Hammer didn't even have to take to the green, so certainly riding very smart and very aware there from Andrew ZH. And you got to say, with Adrian 5th and Trastevere 3rd, this little fight back he's had to do in the last couple of laps hasn't been too bad for damage limitations. He does just hold off from Jack Hammer there once again. So then final half a lap, and it seems as though Piero Ricciuti, it's going to be a dream first win for him. He's just got 3 corners to hold off Williams Christian. And, well, what about it, mate, Jack? What a ride.
What a ride indeed. We've already seen a debutant take victory in MotoGP at the Red Bull Ring once this year. Jorge Martin standing atop of the MotoGP world at the Styrian Grand Prix. But now it's the turn of Piero Ricciuti. What a start to 2021. 4 races, 4 different winners. How do you like that? Piero Ricciuti takes victory here in the Red Bull Ring, and just look what it means to him. The celebrations are going off in Italy. Ricciuti is absolutely over the moon, and quite rightly as well. It's the first podium of the year for Williams Christian, a much needed podium too, and Trastevere continues to chip away in the title fight with 3rd place. What a race that was. Let's go and catch up with our podium finishers.